Here I'm going to talk about some of the things around money and the growth of the money. So whenever you think about growth around money, there are multiple things. Multiple things has been developed or discussed, which is useful, and we call it value investing, growth investing, momentum investing. These are some of the investing principles, for example. And then the parameters they use to take is maybe price earning ratio, the valuation, other valuation metrics, how the company is growing. Many people consider a lot of other thought processes as well, like promoter is buying their own company. The company owners, which are promoters, if they are buying their own company shares, that means that's a good signal. Many people see new order which is coming into the company. That is one of the parameter of growth. Many people take expansion as one of the parameter, where company is expanding their footprint and growth. So that could become a parameter. Many people take it as they are entering into new area as one of the parameter. Some of the signals could be global expansion. Some of the signals could be what is the percentage split of revenue which is coming from outside India versus within India. So if some company is suppose we have invested in a company where 90% of the revenue of that company is coming only from Walmart, and definitely then you have two advantage. One is like your margins, and then one is the gains on the dollar. So suppose you have locked or sealed your deal at a cost, and definitely that denomination is going to be a dollar, and dollar is trading at like 72, which became like 84 within a year or two, then definitely you are going to get a lot of money. That additional 10-15% gains you are going to have because of the forex gain and some of those things. So these are broadly the principles around some of the thinking people use while doing stock investing and company investing, and just finding out some of the things around their growth and money and everything. One of the thing I have realized in last few weeks, and the way things have been changing, the valuation matrix, the growth matrix, some of these metrics are very, very important. But one of the new perspective which I have discovered around around investing, around the growth, is extremely important, which I want to share today, is the growth through consolidation, the growth through volume, the growth through combining one industry in multiple ways. So suppose automobile is an industry. There are a lot of car manufacturers. Tata Motors could be one, Mahindra could be one, Skoda could be one, Mercedes could be one, BMW could be one. But like when you think about the component of those auto industry, the light manufacturer company for which is getting used in cars, or clutch pad, or any of the equipment, the spark plugs, the gears, the alloy wheels, wiring systems. So I have discovered multiple companies around these areas in last few weeks. And when I was looking at these companies, I have seen that how companies can create advantage for themselves while building these particular product or services. So when you are investing in Tata Motors, it is solely dependent on the growth of the Tata Motors. But when you are investing in one of the companies, like 3M is one of the manufacturer of light, and they supply across the industries, like all the automobile companies. And this is one of the example. I have like tens of other example which I can give. So then they had the advantage of growth of any EV, electronic vehicles, electronic EV car manufacturer company, or the normal internal combustion engine car manufacturer as well. So the point I'm trying to make it that in a silo environment, every automobile company is making profit. They are growing. They are selling more and more cars. And that is the signal people use to make investment decisions in those specific company, whether they are investing in Mahindra or Maruti or Tata. But when we talk about the auto ancillary companies or auto parts or equipment company, then it becomes very important to know that which are the companies where they are supplying their products, which is getting used to build those cars, whether it's a lithium-ion battery or any other auto component company. Then at the ecosystem, if you see, then their market, these smaller companies or mid-sized companies which are supplying these products to these car makers, they are going to get immense advantage by just having a diverse play or diverse sort of range of products which they are supplying to multiple product makers or car makers, you can say here in the industry. So one of the investment perspective could be, if you are finding out any industry which you think is going to grow, if you think automobile is going to grow or banking is going to grow, then see that what are the backend systems, what are the things, what are the companies which are supporting these ecosystems, and then investing in some of those companies which are the ecosystem enabler is going to be a very fantastic strategy, could be a good strategy to think about. I am personally not advising anything here that you should invest in automobile or banking infrastructure companies or any other company, a specific company, because that is more deeper level discussion which you should have with your portfolio managers. But broadly, the understanding of, okay, when we have identified, or I personally started investing in a lot of manufacturing and consumption theme almost 3 years ago. That time, those themes were not catching up a lot, but we have identified some of these themes based on, okay, the consumption, how the consumption is going to look like for the median age population or the median age sort of country like India, where the median age is almost 32 years. If you see, median age of America is like almost 45 or 46. So America is relatively older than India. So if you see some of these perspective and then start thinking about the consumption, which we thought of like almost 3 years ago and played really well, made almost 100% plus return in last 3 years in some of those funds. So here also, if you are bullish, if based on your understanding, if you are bullish on one of the theme as auto, or one of the theme as banking, one of the theme as FMCG, then you should think about which are the companies which are enabling FMCG or enabling banking or enabling IT, enabling auto industry. And then because of aggregation of demand, because they are the enabler of the ecosystem, because they are building some product which is getting used across the line in multiple companies, it becomes a volume play. And it's in B2C setting, the buyer for Tata Motors is just one. Or like, no, the person is deciding whether I should buy Tata product or Mahindra product or Maruti product. But at a B2B level, when you are thinking about growth of the ecosystem, when I say growth, that means more and more cars are getting sold in the country. Then these enablers, these ecosystem enablers will have multiple advantage, according to me, because they are 20-year-old company, 30-year-old company. They have mastered their skill by doing some of these things. And then because ecosystem is growing, demand is growing, consumption is growing, they are very much gonna supply a lot of these components to the ecosystem, the players around that particular industry, and they will have a lot of advantage. So yeah, manufacturing is definitely a theme, but some of these thinkings will help you understand it very, very clearly, that where the money is going, what are your favorite industries or growth levers or areas where you would like to deploy your money. And just by seeing, observing that where the growth is coming from, and finding out some of these companies will help you decide, and maybe you can decide some of the ETFs, some of the funds around that particular area to deploy your money. Yeah, thank you so much. This is the thought I wanted to share with you. It will give you a perspective to do your own research, understand it better, and trust me, it is going to be very useful for kind of in your whole decision-making process. Thank you so much. You have a nice weekend.